I'm Jordan Belfort, and this is Sales School. All right, short message from my number one sponsor, NetSuite. Here's the deal. If you're a business owner, you don't need them, NetSuite, to tell you it's tough to run a business, because it is, right? We all know that. Don't let QuickBooks and spreadsheets slow you down anymore. Now is the time to upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle. They're the world's number one cloud-based business system. They give you the visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. You want to join over 24,000 companies using NetSuite right now. So schedule a free product tour now at netsuite.com/school. That's netsuite.com/school.
If you have high standards, but you don't have a vision for the future, then you're going to be sort of have that angst, that feeling of like, what's it all for? I'm like a gerbil, on a spinning wheel, chasing my own tail, getting nowhere fast, and I work really hard. You got that achiever mentality, going from goal to goal, but not really feeling awesome about what you're doing and not having passion for your life. Conversely, if you're one of these people with, really, an intense vision, but you have a champagne vision, but you have beer standards, right? Then you're basically a hapless dreamer. You're one of these people who talks about success and thinks about the future and tells everyone how the great things are going to be, but you never really take action, because without those standards forcing you to do the things that you have to do every day, even when you don't feel like doing them, you just don't end up acting. So that's why you need to have congruency there. Okay, now I want to add in the X factor here. We talked about our vision for the future, right? We talked about the standards that has to be congruent with that vision. Now let's talk about the goals that you set every single day. I want you to start setting your goals on a daily basis. I want you to have daily goals. Whatever your industry is, whatever you're doing, I want you to have a daily goal, something that you can peg. What am I going to try to achieve today? It's a short-term goal, and because it's a goal, like every other goal, it has a date on it. It has a beginning point and an end point. So you set a goal, you put a date on it, right? Now, the next step is to identify the people, the groups, the organizations you need to align yourself with. You typically can't accomplish something on your own. You're going to need the help of others. You need to get others involved with you, right? Recruit, marshal resources, right? I want you to also identify whatever skills you need to learn, any skills gap you have. Make sure that you're not trying to achieve a goal and you haven't actually done any of the work that's required, like the training, the knowledge base, you haven't acquired it, that's required to achieve the goal. This is one of the biggest mistakes people make, is they go out and they try to achieve something, and frankly, they just suck at it. Like, honestly, you're never going to be great as a salesperson if you can't become proficient at closing. Now, just because you become proficient at closing doesn't mean you'll be a great salesperson, right? There's more to it than that. There's the inner game as well, but you have to have the skill to do what you want to do. And that goes for anything in life. So make sure you don't miss that crucial step of identifying any skills gap you might have, and then brushing up on your skills, getting the training that you need so you actually empirically can do what you're trying to do, or else you'll be banging your fucking head against the wall and getting nowhere fast, okay? And then the next step is you want to develop a plan, a strategy, a plan of attack. And by the way, this is not a perfect plan. It's going to be the best plan possible based on the information you have, on the resource you have, and your level of expertise. Don't wait to develop a perfect plan, but develop a plan. Have some sort of step-by-step strategy that you're starting with, and then take action. Massive action. And then you want to have what Dr. Bandler calls from NLP is sensory acuity, to really be watching and analyzing your results very closely, and you see which aspect of what you're doing is working, which aspects aren't working, and then you want to change up the things that aren't working one at a time. Don't change everything wholesale, because you might change things that actually are working. Might be only one thing wrong and you're not getting the result you want because of it. So don't change everything at once. Okay, and then you take action again and keep running that loop. And just so you know, and here's one tip before I tell you to go out there and really smash it today, is that when you're running that strategy, here's where it breaks down. You take action, analyze your results, and then take action again after you fix something and see what the results are again until you get the result you want, right? Here's where it breaks down. What typically happens is that when you take action and you work at something and you don't get the result you're looking for, you end up getting dejected. You fall into a disempowered state. And what happens is if you end up analyzing your results while you're in a disempowered state, there's like a 95% chance that you're going to end up drawing the wrong conclusions from what you did. In other words, you're not going to look at it objectively and say, okay, here's what was wrong. I didn't study this aspect of what I want to do. My plan was flawed in this area. I had bad leads. Maybe I called in the wrong aspect of the market. Maybe I should have, I mailed at the wrong time of the day. Maybe my instead of that, you'll say, oh, I suck. This business sucks. You'll come with a disempowered wholesale shock and everything's wrong. I'm stupid. And that's what people miss. They end up trying to analyze their results and fix things while they're feeling disempowered. As human beings, we don't make our good decisions when we're in a disempowered state. So remember your state management while you do this. So I want you to snap into that peak state. Use your anchor. Trigger a peak state and then analyze your results. Remember, you got to be in that peak state of certainty while you're out there and you're taking action in those blips, those moments where it matters most. You see how everything comes together here? At the end of the day, when it comes to success, it's always about all these different elements I teach essentially coming together and being used as one cohesive package. That's what success is all about. That's what creates it, and that's what you need to keep brushing up on each individual aspect, one day, one another day, and step by step, you start owning all these skills, all these resources, and bam, eventually you can't help but succeed. All right? So remember this: if you go out and you set your daily goals, okay, and then you can have your weekly goals as well. I want you to have your monthly goals. Just remember that your goals are merely signposts along the way that tell you whether or not you're heading in the right direction of your vision. Are you moving forward or are you moving to the wrong side? They're not the be-all, end-all, meaning, oh my God, I didn't achieve my goal. Oh my God, my life's over. No. Listen, when you're setting goals correctly, very often you're not going to achieve your goal because I want you to stretch. In other words, don't just, and I've said this to you before, the problem with most people is not because they set their goals too high and miss them. The problem is they set their goals too low and they hit them. So if you set your goals too low, yeah, you'll hit them, but you end up being just mediocre. The enemy of great is good. And good sucks. You need to be great. You need to be extraordinary. So stretch. Remember, if I say put your hand up as high as you possibly can, and you do that, right? Then I say a bit high, you're like, oh, really? And then you, what the fuck, right? Come on, I asked you to put it up as high as you possibly could the first time. But there's always that little couple of inches above it. That's what I want you to stretch to. Don't go insane. Don't make something crazy up. But stretch yourself on your goals. Don't worry if you don't achieve them. That's not what your emotional investment is. It's in your vision. But set them every day. And a lot of times you will achieve them, but many times you won't. Okay? And it shows you what's right, what's wrong, and take action again. You do that, I promise you, you will succeed.